Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to our event. We have our good friend Amelia Paro here with ID Agent. How you doing, Amelia?
I'm doing great. I'm in Austin right now for another event, but I wanted to make sure that I got a chance to talk to all you fine folks. So I stepped away from the hustle and the bustle to be here for this today. So if my audio is a little wonky, it's because I'm in a hotel room.
There we go. And I'm I'm here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where it is not beautiful, sunny, and there are no palm trees here in Michigan, other than the ones that I proclaim to have behind me here. I actually just got back from lunch. I ran out of the office, and it was snowing out. So it is still, I mean, it's spring here, but this is what spring does in Michigan. It decides it just wants to snow. It's not sticking to the ground, so as it hits the ground it melts. So it could be a lot worse. And but hey, we are heading in the right direction. It will be a little bit warmer. I will be like by this water before too long at Lake Michigan, and but we'll take it. So we are here to talk about BullPhish ID, and we're going to talk about how it's more than just your average security awareness tool. And one thing that's really distracted me is my shiny head. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. So
the sun is shining, right? It's always shining in Michigan.
Exactly. I figured, I would adjust the lights in my office and, try to impact that. But, like you said, the sun is shining. So, so, we as an MSP, my MSP, of course, we are an ID agent partner, and, we use BullPhish for our clients, and it's an incredible tool that allows our clients to become better educated. In fact, yesterday was interesting. I was meeting with a prospective client, and we were talking about all the security tools that are out there. And one of the things I mentioned is that the human factor, the human element, is one of the most critical components when it comes to security training. And that's where BullPhish ID comes into play in helping to educate those end users, because we are too quick to click. So, we automatically open something up, we click on it, and bam, we get ourselves in trouble. And a very large percentage, you might have a better understanding of the actual number, but a very large percentage of the issues that come into play when it comes to various attacks come through the email and come through the inbox. And so that is what we're here to talk about. From a housekeeping perspective, you are welcome to throw things in chat. We will answer as many relevant questions that you have. So if you have a question about, why my head is shiny, we're just not going to answer it. So
I think that's already been asked and answered. So, exactly. We can move on.
Exactly. So Amelia, tell me a little bit more about what's happening in the world of ID Agent and BullPhish ID.
Yeah, definitely. So thanks, Dan. And I wanted to talk about BullPhish ID. Now, if you are a current ID Agent customer on this call already, you're like, well, wait a minute, I already know about BullPhish ID. So why are we having this conversation again? Well, there's a big reason. So we have done some amazing things with the tool. We are really focused on having it be not just your basic security awareness training, but really be an LMS, a learning management tool that
Sure.
MSPs can use. So we've done some, we've made some enhancements and some upgrades to it. And I just wanted to share that with the audience, because I'm out on the road a lot. I'm going to a lot of events, and I talk to current ID Agent partners, and I'm telling them about the new features and functionalities of BullPhish, and they're like, I didn't know it could do that. And I'm like, yes, it can. Right. So I started thinking, I'm like, like I'm gonna do one of the like the mass broadcast, kind of start getting the word out, because it really can. It's got some some great features that I'm excited to tell and share about. So that's why we are talking about BullPhish again today. So
Yes. And you know,
yeah.
and the thing is, you don't know what you don't know, and it is our responsibility when it comes to, you know, as an MSP, we all have the responsibility to truly understanding and embracing the tools that are available for us with all of our vendors. Because if we're just scratching the surface of what's available, we're missing out. And we really need to do that deep dive, really get into everything that's available so that we can give the value, the true value to our clients.
Yeah, and you know, yeah, I came from the MSP space too, and you know, it's frustrating when you have a tool and you feel like you're not getting, or you're not even aware of what you can get out of it, right? So, you
Right.
know, having the knowledge about these are all the capabilities of a tool that you paid for, you know, then you can leverage it to the full capability and really get the value out of it for you as a business owner and for your clients. So yes, I agree with that. So before we get into it, you know, I'm want to encourage everyone, if you haven't already connected with me on LinkedIn, please send me a connection request. I like to think I'm pretty easy to find on LinkedIn. If you go on LinkedIn, you generally can see me pretty much everywhere. But yeah, so I share, my team and I share a lot of thought leadership, and honestly, I try to, like any educational content that I post it in a way that's, you know, as an MSP, you can repurpose that content, right? So you don't see the ID agent logo in the background. I don't, you know, I'm not saying you need
Right.
ID agent. I, you know, talk about what I want to talk about, and it's supposed to be education. This is why you would need, you know, two-factor authentication, or, you know, security awareness training, or, you know, compromise monitoring, right? Any of those things. So send me a connection request if we're not already connected. All right, that's my little self plug there.
Well, it's important, you know, it's important to stay connected. And, you know, when we talk about, you know, doing that deep dive, but also just leveraging our partnership with the vendors. You know, you are available, and you know, you want to make sure that all of your partners are successful. And, you know, and obviously, you know, the more that you can feed information, and we'll talk a little bit more about later, you know, all the resources that are available that ID Agent puts incredible amount of money and time into making resources available to make it easy. You know, like anytime you roll out a new product, and again, we'll get deeper into this, but anytime you roll out a new product to your clients, or you're promoting it to prospective clients, it requires time and talent to be able to put materials together, you know, to promote it. And when you have a vendor that makes materials available, especially that you can, you know, tools that you can white label, you want to jump on that because they're making it easier for you. But again, we'll talk more about that later. I'll let you carry on there.
And also just one more thing, you know, I also don't, if you're an ID agent partner and for any reason you are, you know, feeling frustrated, there's, you know, there's maybe, you know, you're having a hard time connecting with your account manager or whatever it is, I want to make sure that you are heard. So that's another reason to connect with me, right? I can't guarantee that I can fix your problem, but I can at least get you to the right person,
Yeah.
right? So, you know, please consider me a resource. It's not just for, you know, the sales stuff. It's also I'm here to you know, help in any way that I can. So whether that be with customer service, using our products, or, you know, for your customers. So
Awesome.
yeah. So all right, enough of that. You know, so why add security training solution to your portfolio? And I know the answer to this. Dan, you want to just kind of what are your thoughts on why an MSP would want to add security training to their portfolio?
Well, you know, I think going back to that human element, you know, we all know that, like I mentioned, being too quick to click, end users are, you know, they're moving and grooving, and you know, a lot of times, you know, something will pop up, and you know, and you might say to them, "Hey, what did you just click on?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't know." You know, it's like, okay, slow down, take a deep breath, read what is popping up and make sure that you're taking appropriate action, because there are ramifications for everything that we do. And the most important thing is, if we don't provide the necessary security awareness training, it's only going to cause us more headaches that we then will be on the hook for. We want to be as profitable as possible in our MSPs. In order to be profitable, we have to be efficient and effective in training end users to understand, what their actions could be. I'll give a quick analogy, and this goes back a couple years back when my son turned 16 and he got his driver's license. And I thought about, wow, here's my little baby who is getting behind the wheel of this, couple ton pound car. And you think about the damage that could be done. And you become thankful for all the driver's education that he's gone through to ensure that he's doing the right things with that vehicle and that he's making the right decisions. And when an organization brings on a new employee, they hand over this computer. And let's think about that computer being that 2-ton or more vehicle, and think about the damage that can be done with that vehicle, that computer. And it's just the same thing. And that education needs to be there. And it is our responsibility to work with them and help them from that perspective. I hate to use the word, again, trusted advisor. We know we use it over and over and over, but as much as we might not like the term, that's what our role is, to be that trusted advisor to ensure that our clients are doing the best things in their business.
And that's a great a trusted advisor, right? So, and most of the time, and in my experience, so it's we are the trusted advisor because small businesses, your clients, they aren't immersed in technology like we are all day, every day, and so they just the things that they don't think about. So security, big issue, big reason why. Another reason to add security awareness training, you talked about being efficient, right? Being, maybe automating those processes, those tasks, those things that are repeatable, that can be automated to help you be more efficient. So that's kind of, part and parcel about what I'm going to be talking about today. So yes, security awareness training with compliance mandates and the threat landscape being what it is, absolutely critical, right, to offer. But with the new features and capabilities that we've added to BullPhish ID, you can now use that to automate some of those things that you would send a tech out to do, or would require a phone call after submitting a ticket, right? So if you think about new employee onboarding, right? I've talked to partners that say that they do new employee onboarding every Monday, and they spend that Monday, like 2 Mondays out of every month, just explaining, walking them through how to set up, their email, and how do they get to SharePoint and find. These are the things that are kind of a constant with new employees. But if you could automate kind of that and still have it be a human touch, and what do I mean by that? So training videos that would be, hey, this is how you set up your email. This is how you find SharePoint. This is, this
Right.
is how these are the top most requested. This is how you set up your email signature. You want a picture in there, right? Like these things that could be a short little video that you can send out to your clients. So, I might be kind of jumping ahead of myself, but talking about, the security offering, the automation part, and helping you as an MSP be more efficient, more profitable, and more security focused, because you've got this tool that we've really focused a lot of our development efforts on, being that complete automated tool that is easy to use and easy to manage and easy to roll out. So I did put together a PowerPoint. I have some slides. If we want visual aids, if not, we can just talk it through. I hate death by PowerPoint. I know everyone else does too. So,
Right.
but pictures are always fun, right?
Right.
But yeah, so just a couple of things that I wanted to just show and talk through them. And then we can get rid of the PowerPoint and we can just talk through and answer questions or whatever. So, but I think it's important to share. Okay, so just people see the slide there. Not looking at
Perfect.
my
Yep.
email. Okay, good. Right.
I see your bank account here. What you're sharing the wrong? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it could be great. Could you just add to that? Start me at like a GoFund or something.
There
So
you
side
go.
note, I have any dog lovers on the call.
Yeah.
I have a very naughty little tiny chihuahua who, when I tell her no, which happens frequently, she gets mad at me and she'll like literally retaliate by eating some strange foreign substance that she uncovered this last weekend. Was she decided to eat half of an aloe vera plant, and it was a big plant.
Oh,
and,
geez.
and she's 4 pounds. So I call poison control, and they're like, normally aloe vera is not toxic to dogs, but if
Right.
after a certain amount, and because of her size, she won
Right.
herself a stomach pumping trip to the emergency vet. So,
Oh,
yeah, need to have like a discretionary fund for my dog. But anyway, so the bank
yeah,
account, yes, if you could add to that, that would be awesome because I'm broke thanks to my dog.
exactly. Dogs
Uh,
are not cheap. No.
oh, they're like children, right? Get a
Yes.
dog, they said. It'll be cheap.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So you talked about kind of some of the numbers, right? And you said that I would probably have some more numbers, and I do. Everybody's got numbers, right? Statistics and all that. But we actually pulled these numbers from our platform, and so 3 things I think is really cool, right? So first, our MSP partners that are using BullPhish ID, they've conducted more than 3 million total cybersecurity and phishing awareness trainings for their client base.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that's
That's
huge.
incredible.
It is incredible, right? So
Yeah.
really, fighting the good fight, and that's whew, my mouse just went crazy there. Apparently not me though. It's
Be
always
too quick to click, right?
you know what? Every time you say that, I what is it, that Too Legit to Quit song? I just
Yes.
totally dated myself.
Well, I'm sure I know for sure you learned about that song in history class.
Nope. I got to experience it in the moment when it came out. So, but you could
Okay.
do like a total Fiverr thing and have it remastered, and that could be like your new like catchphrase, right? Like, like totally be done. I can see that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, anyways, we've got the second number you see there is 100,000 plus is the number of end users that have been trained by our MSP partners for their organization. And the third number is really interesting. So this is the number of times that end users have clicked on our test phishing emails.
Wow.
Or compromised their credentials had it been a real phishing email by filling out the landing page forms as part of the the phishing test that is delivered through BullPhish ID, right? So, but it's 160,000 teachable moments for those who
Absolutely. I mean, think about if the training wasn't there, that's 160,000 situations that person behind the vehicle, the computer, could have caused some serious damage. And and if you think about from a business owner perspective, we are entrusting all of our employees to make the right decision, and all of those employees can have a serious impact on our businesses, on their business. And if something were to happen to that business, that means there's the potential for that business to go under, which means that's one less client for you to service, that's less revenue. And again, it's not just about the money, it's about the people and just doing the right thing, do what's right, avoid what's wrong, and just assisting them to ensure that they're staying focused on doing the things that are going to be most productive for their businesses.
Yeah, and there's, there's a lot of different schools of thought, right? You've got people that are like, it's carrot or the stick, right? Carrot or the stick mentality, right? You focus on, okay, so, not a shame culture. I would never promote that, but you gotta, this is not what not to do. Or do you focus on the positive and be like, okay, so, we've had 70% of the organization that hasn't fallen for what, right? So whatever your school of thought is, security awareness training is probably one of the, I don't know, the best, the easiest to service to offer clients for a security, a security service. And you said earlier in the call, there's lots of different security vendors, lots of different security tools and things. And I'm not saying, I'm not going to say what you should have in your stack or not, right? But security awareness training, especially if you've got smaller clients, right? I mean, it'd be great if we could get, the advanced threat detection, the whole kit and caboodle on our small clients environment, but the chances of that happening isn't, not very often, just because of the sheer costs. But security awareness training is a fundamental foundational tool and service that you can offer that will really help to reduce a majority of the risk. Again,
Right.
I'm not saying that's the end all be all, but definitely a good,
Right.
Foundation to start with. So, not going to beat that horse too much. And again, I don't really want to get too much into, death by PowerPoint. A lot of this stuff, if you'd like more information, we can absolutely set up like a deep dive demo, but really just wanted to kind of hit the highlights of what is the new stuff that we have added to the platform. So first, and most importantly, we have decoupled it from dark web ID. So what does that mean? So historically, in order to use BullPhish ID, you had to also use dark web ID. You had to, set up the users in dark web ID in the dark web monitoring tool in order to push it out through BullPhish ID. Not anymore.
Okay.
Right. So we've decoupled it. You could still get both, but if you just want BullPhish ID, no problem, right? Still do that. So you don't need dark web ID in order to use BullPhish ID. So that was, a huge kind of thing that was one of the top requests by our partners. So we have done that now.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have built up a team now of content writers and individuals who have their finger on the pulse of the threat landscape and the training that's needed. So we are committed to that team has been tasked with and is committed to adding a minimum of 4 new trainings and phishing kits to the BullPhish ID platform every month.
Oh, wow.
Right? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. And so the compliance, GDPR, PCI, all of those, the new compliance stuff that's coming out, the mandates, there's going to be training, right? And for those of you that are familiar with BullPhish ID, right? One of the things that we've always done is we make the training short. It's short, bite-sized snippets, so you can move to an ongoing training model that's not going to impact production. It's not like 45-minute trainings where nobody's paying attention to that stuff anyways.
Yeah. And the beauty is, an end user goes through that training and they're like, they feel good about the time that they just invested, right? They don't feel like, oh my gosh, this is going to take forever and I don't have time for this. It allows them to take a quick break, take a break from where you're at. And in the beauty of what you are doing with, providing 4 new additions to that each month is because things do change in the landscape of what those threats are and the type of scams that are coming through. it's staying current with what's happening out there. And so you can never go wrong when you got fresh content like that.
Yeah, yep. And we make it available in 8 languages. The videos are 6 minutes or less. So, and then they watch a video and there's a quiz afterwards. So as far as like the user experience, very frictionless, right? Which again is going to promote them actually, doing it. But I want to point out that like it goes that our training content it goes beyond just the anti-phishing topics. We've got training courses that cover all kinds of other important security and business topics. And you can add to that. So here's where the big customization changes have been added to BullPhish, right? And I alluded to that a little bit earlier about the customized training that you can create a video if you have one of your techs that are not that will do a video. You can record them. You can push out training content from other sources through BullPhish ID.
That's
right?
awesome. Yeah. So the thing that's great about that is, a lot of times, it's like build it or buy it. You get both, right? You have the capability of being pre-made, done for you. You jump in, you just roll with it. But the ability to customize something that's unique to, whether it be unique to the client or maybe unique to the perspective of what you see happening in your market, that's great.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah, and you can do things like you can tweak existing phishing emails and their corresponding landing pages, right? So just like you mentioned, if there's some like a phishing kit that would make a good template, but you need it to just kind of modify it for a certain industry or a certain business, you can do that. You can even create your own phishing emails from scratch using we have a template in there, and it's easy to do it all in the platform, right? We make it simple so it's not a brain drain and it's not going to take a lot of time. So, you can create these customized phishing emails to incorporate threats that are specific to, your client's industry or, your country, their country if you have international clients. And I mentioned, the customized training courses. You can modify what's already in there, or you can, create and upload your own, take stuff from other tools and send it out. I mean, so if you think about, outside of security awareness training, you could do mandatory safety training. You could do diversity training, sexual harassment training. You could do, even light training on setup and I don't know, like tips for using Excel. Really, the sky's the limit in your ability to do and send out this information.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it really the platform can serve as more than just a source of security training, right? It really is a learning management system, and you can use it for all types of employee training. So that flexibility really gives you the ability to kind of use it as a very powerful learning tool. So
yeah, I mean the sky's the limit then, right? I mean you hit it right on the head as far as it doesn't need to be specific to security awareness training. It could be anything. I mean, that's extremely powerful, because then you've gone from a tool that's meant for security awareness training that you can go wide and deep with that. So that's huge.
Yeah. And I think, one of the other things that it allows you as the MSP to kind of keep up with the changing landscape, right? Changing needs. And that also has been hugely beneficial for our partners that are using it. So we've designed it so that the campaign management is simple and easy to set up. You can schedule it out for an entire year, set up for both, training, for phishing campaigns. You can segment You can target different user groups, and it's literally just drag and drop. So we wanted to make that part as easy as possible. So you really just go in, you set up campaigns, and then you can drop clients in as needed.
Okay.
And then we updated the customer, the client experience. So here's some other really great customization, right? So now you can set up like a portal that the end user would log into, and you can put your logo on it as the MSP. You can put the customer's logo on it and literally make it a customized training portal that you can offer to your clients. And so, if you're doing like the good, better, best tiered packaging, right? You can do, the best would include a customized training portal that's going to track the end users, the training that they've completed, what they've passed, what they haven't, what testing they still need to do, track all of that for them so they can see it in that portal, right? So again, kind of those really customized experience, the white labeling options. It really is designed to be that customized LMS, right?
That is huge. I mean, and let me ask a question here. Can end users, maybe a manager within that organization, an HR manager or whomever, go in there and load their own content into that portal?
Yes. So
Awesome.
we can give them, privileged access, right? So if you, think of like COMIX, right? Co-managed
Right.
IT. You've got your internal, your point of contact, your internal champion, that individual within the enterprise that you're working with, that your job as the MSP is just to make them look good, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, because when you think about, you say, you're onboarding a new employee, and I would say overall, it's the fashion in which most organizations do it is very haphazard. It's just, hey, come over here. Let me just tell you about a few things. All right, here's your laptop. I'll show you where the restroom is, and go. Right. To be able to put them in front of this portal and to be able to go through and, okay, day one, here's the things you need to go through. But thinking even further through that, you take a look at all of your tickets, look at the common issues that are occurring within all of your clients or specific to that client. And you say, okay, we're getting these tickets over and over and over again. And we all know the definition of insanity is do the same thing, expect different results. Well, this is how we get around that. This is how we can reduce the amount of tickets that are occurring by educating. And, then nobody can ever say, well, you never told me. Now this is how we're telling you. This is how we're training you. This is how we're educating you about doing the right thing. And this is huge because, again, it's not just, security awareness tool. It becomes that LMS like you're talking about.
Yeah, and having the customized training portal, those trainings can be saved, and you can put you can put some expirations on them if you want. If not, they can stay in there. So if an end user was like, oh, I forgot how to do that, instead of calling and support ticket, hey, can you just tell me how to know? They can go back in and rewatch it and be like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember now, right? So yeah. Really helping with those efficiencies, right? So, in addition to the other customization, you can also customize the URL of the training login page to keep your MSP name front and center, and then just have like the customer logo in the actual on the portal. And you can also customize the contact support link, so the end user support requests go to you, right? And again, just keeping the MSP, your name front and center is really being, hey, that's this, you're the go-to for all this stuff. So
we just answered a question. There was a question that come up that we answered. Marshall wanted to know is, can we allow our customers to create their own training as well, which we just answered here. So Marshall, if you have any additional questions, if you need us to elaborate anymore, just let us know on that. Thank you,
Yeah.
Marshall. I appreciate the question. If anybody else has questions, as always, just go ahead and throw them into chat or the Q&A, and that's what we're here for. So please ask away.
Yeah, definitely. You know, so, and again, if you've seen BullPhish or are using BullPhish and you've seen these before, I just wanted to kind of give those who haven't an example of what, you know, one of the sample phishing phishing emails, phishing tests look like. And they're very good. I'm gonna tell an embarrassing story. I'm gonna throw myself out on Front Street. I actually fell for one of our own phishing emails. Yes,
Uh-oh.
it was me. I had, it was an Adobe. It was an Adobe phishing test. And again, perfect example of how business and personal that, you know, have blurred so much.
Right.
I had an Adobe account under my personal email, and I had just a while back I had received a notification that I needed to update my payment method or something like that, and I got busy and forgot about it. So when I got the Adobe email in my work email, I didn't even think about it. I'm like, oh
Sure.
crap, that's right, I gotta
Right.
do that. Click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And lights went off and sirens, you know, kicked off, and
yes, yes, exactly. So no,
it,
but I mean,
it
again,
happens, right? I mean, let's face it, this is the world we live in. We are living in a world of cyber attacks and these type of scams and phishing scams, and you know, and they are getting more and more sophisticated in how they present them. You know, sometimes they're easy to identify, other times they're not, and so yeah, definitely.
so this is what I saw, right? It said, this is only a test.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, I fell for my own fault. I'm never gonna live it down, ever. But you know, this is kind of like a user experience. It's right then, if they fall for phishing, they submitted credentials, and all of that is reported on the back end. So for you, the MSP, the reporting is also very powerful. So in having those MTRs or QBRs or whatever cadence, however you want to call them, executive business reviews, whatever, right?
Yep.
There's every month I hear a new acronym for
Yeah.
those client meetings.
Yep. Exactly.
But you know, the power is in the reporting, right? And in those numbers, and you know, showing, keeping track of the ongoing and scheduled campaigns, and you can aggregate it for each individual group and show, look, you know, we've gone from 70% of the organization falling for these and submitting
Right.
credentials to, you know, over time now we've seen a dramatic reduction, and now we're at, you know, a 10% or less, which is, you know, studies have shown that after minimum, like 9 to 12 months of regular ongoing training, that number can get as low as 10% or less, which, not saying that's, I mean, 10% is still can be a huge problem, but better than 70, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is when you take a look at these reports, they're beautiful. They're pretty reports, and yeah, I'll go back to the days of, you know, 2006-ish, when I was first evaluating RMM providers and putting in a you know, starting out in managed services. I just dated myself a little bit there, but oh well. I don't have hair, so I think you guys know I'm a little bit older than, you know, I really am. But so, you know, one of the things is, you know, that the interface was just ugly. And I remember talking to the sales rep. He's like, well, do you want it to be functional or do you want it to be pretty? And I'm like, I want it to be both, you know?
I want to have my cake and eat it too.
Yes, yes. And, you know, so we want something to work and we want it to be effective and efficient, and, you know, that we want that whole functionality, but we also want to deliver, you know, some beautiful reports for our clients that they can look at, and they can, you know, look at and say, oh, wow, this is what's happening in my organization. And this is where, you know, we might be failing, or we need some improvement, or hopefully this is the case. They're seeing improvement, and then they get a high five. That things are doing better, because it's we all hate being I guess being I'm at a loss for words, but being hit, smacked for doing something wrong. It's also great to be able to show reports where people are now starting to do something right and things have turned around. And it's a great incentive for people in that organization to want to do better, because people do care. People do want to do better, and it's the training like this that allows them to get on the better side of what's happening.
Yeah, yeah. So the reporting modules, we've updated the reporting UI, and you can automate that reporting to push out monthly or quarterly, or you can just not have it automatically pushed out and save it for your QBRs, TBRs, whatever, right?
Right.
Depending on how that flexibility, so that you can deliver your services and your insight based on the model that you prefer. You want everything to be automated, that's awesome. You want to have all the information funneled through you, that's awesome, right? However fits your business model as an MSP, the tool will fit within those needs. So we also we added an integration with Graphis, and if you're not familiar with Graphis is it's an anti-phishing tool for cloud-based email. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, pretty cool tool.
Yeah.
If I say so myself. So with that integration, it gives you advanced domain spoofing campaign. So really
Critical out there right now.
Yeah.
Very critical.
Yeah, definitely. So good stuff there. Enhancements to the product, done a lot of things. But we've also for you as kind of to sell the tool, market it to your clients, right? We've put all kinds of stuff in place for that too, right? And so we kind of alluded to that a little bit earlier, but just as far as BullPhish ID, right? It's automated, it's easy, the content is engaging, it empowers you to empower your clients, and it costs less compared to many of the other solutions that are out there. So
And it truly separates you from the competition. Let's face it, there are more and more MSPs that are out there. There's a low barrier to entry, but the definition of what an MSP is all over the board. You can have someone who says they're an MSP that's got just some remote login tool to log in, and they call themselves a managed services provider. To be a truly fully managed services provider, you have to have all the right tools in place. You have to have security awareness in your stack, security awareness training in your stack. And this is what will separate you from the competition. And so when you're up against, another provider, and if that other provider comes in at a lower rate, you start asking the questions about what are they offering, and look for those gaps in what their stack is. And when security awareness training is something that many don't think about, unfortunately, and this is what will and can make or break that opportunity for you.
Yeah. And kind of, touching on the topic of competitors, look, there's a lot, since I've been with ID Agent, I've seen a lot of new, small, security awareness training vendors pop up, and I think a lot of times new and shiny is something that looks attractive until you get into, what kind of support, right? And so, as an MSP, and I'm just going to address the elephant in the room right now, right? Regardless of how you feel about big vendors, and I was MSP, so as a business owner, when you are going to align your business with another business that provides you goods and services, and especially in today's digital world, and the services that we provide, that MSPs provide, when you are going to align your business with another business, you need to make sure that that business that you are aligning yours with has the depth and breadth to provide support and carry partners no matter what happens, whether it's marketing and sales support, or if and when a security incident happens, right? Being able to still, hey, we've got the power to carry our partners when something happens. So, that's something that really in today's market and the world that we live in should be a critical factor in your decision making, right? So, talking about kind of the way that we help, that we support, really have got a ton, many different layers and different types of support, right? Professional services, right? It helps you as our customers, our MSP customers, helps you learn our products and will assist you with deployment. Powered services is going to help you implement our products into your services and help you market them. And I'm talking everything from foundational go-to-market planning, strategizing. We've got people on the powered services team that came from MSPs. The other Dan Tomaszewski, right?
Exactly.
The other Dan T, your neighbor, right? He was an MSP CEO. He has really spearheaded this entire program and has designed it around the needs of an MSP, because he was one. I came from an MSP. I was business development. We've got service delivery folks, right? Operational directors that came over that really are literally an entire team that are there to coach, help strategize. I mean, like the truly the depth and breadth of the powered services program. We could do an entire whole other session on that. So I'll try and keep it high level, but
well, I mean, when you take a look at the powered services, the sales and marketing tools that are available, I'm blown away by the tools that are in there. And what I mentioned earlier is that, anytime, well, let me back up a second too. You talked about, having the right organization behind the products and services that you're offering to your clients. And this makes a huge difference because you are putting your name on the line when it comes to whatever you're offering that's part of your stack. And so having an organization like ID Agent behind you is huge, because they're there to serve. They understand. They have, like you said, you've got people in the organization operationally, business development, sales, marketing, that we're MSPs, so they know it, they get it, and they're helping to deliver the experience that is going to be ideal for your clients because they were there. But the sales and marketing tools are just, they are first class. And this allows you to hit the ground running from day one, because, you say, okay, we're going to start offering security awareness training. Okay, so what's next? How do you promote it? How do you promote it not only to existing clients, but more importantly, to prospective clients, be able to help you use that to drive sales? And the tools are there. All the way down to the agreements and having a specific agreement in place that you can leverage. It's all done. Talk about done for you. We want it to be as simple and easy as possible. And I jumped ahead, didn't I? Sorry.
No, that's okay. We're just going with the flow here. And
sure.
and look, let's we experienced some growing pains. Yes, we have. And is everything always 100% perfect? No. But I think sometimes it's people forget that, like, if I go on social media and I see someone who has not had a good or something is not right, it will keep me up at night. Like, that kind of thing bothers me. And I know they say don't take it personal, but it does. It is personal to me, because I know, the success that can be had, and I can help, which again is why I encourage you to connect with me, right? Please consider me a resource, even if you aren't an ID Agent partner, right? Still connect with me, share a lot of good stuff. We're all in this together, right? So, but going back to like the powered services, really there's I mean, like there's complete campaigns that are, pick a topic, any topic, security,
Yeah.
compliance, backup, right? And even if you're not using, backup that's, to say a backup, you can still have access to this stuff and help you sell it. Because again, it's about selling security. So we've got an entire platform, campaigns done for you. You can literally post a new content asset every single day, because there's like what 29 different pieces of content in these campaigns, so a ton of stuff. But then we again, we're going back to the support. So coaching, strategizing, need some help kind of figuring out how to bundle it or package it, right? Just you can get expert help with that stuff, the pricing, the packaging strategies to get your solution to your services, your offerings to market quickly, to accelerate profits and your success, right? There's even true methods framework video training in powered services that it's going to help you elevate your business and have a profitable revenue model. There's so much stuff in there, but so, really just want to encourage any current partners. There's so much in there. So if you have any questions about, am I leveraging what's in there, what's available, again, you can reach out to me. I will get you hooked up with your channel success manager, the team that is at your service to help you with this stuff. And also kind of going back to BullPhish, help you, get that set up, get onboarded, get it, rolled out to your clients. You're not in this alone. We've got a ton of stuff to help you get it to the market as quickly as possible, so that you can start generating ROI on it.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's pretty much the updates that I have. If anyone would like more information about BullPhish ID, obviously you can reach out to me. I think we were going to try and do a demo poll.
Yes.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see.
Well, what's really strange is I'm in Zoom and the poll option is not there. If I go to zoom.com and I go to this webinar, the poll question is there.
All right.
It's really strange. So you see here, would you like someone to contact you?
I think I can do it.
There we go. Woo!
It was me. I was,
There we go. Oh, you know what? I know what it was. I'll be the first to admit I am not perfect. Earlier, instead of making you co-host, I made you the host.
Okay.
There we go. So ladies and gentlemen, there we go. So there is our poll question.
Well, it was a learning experience for me too, because I've never actually launched a poll or seen how it's done. So that's super cool. Now I know that could be one of the trainings.
I was just going to say that. We could just add that to the training portal, have our own custom, how do you launch a poll question? And I was just sending a message to Talon via Teams and saying, I can't find it. And now she's saying, I'm listening through Facebook. That's funny. So the panic was just hitting me. My anxiety level was, going crazy. I'm like, where did the poll button go? Where is it?
Yeah, so in that training, if you are ever doing your own Zoom webinar and you want to launch a poll, make sure that if you're going to launch it, that you are the host and not the co-host.
Exactly. And don't accidentally give someone host credential or host privileges when you want them to be the co-host. So
right. Yeah, right. It was picnic. It was the problem in this chair, not in yours. So
there we go.
All right, wonderful. I want to thank everyone for joining the call today. It was a pleasure. It's always a pleasure hanging out and chatting with you, Dan.
You as well.
You getting out on the road at all this year? Or are you just gonna stay in your bat cave?
I don't know. I mean, I've been in my bat cave too long, so I will be out on the road. I will be posting shortly some of the trips. I do have exchange that's a little bit later in the year in August. I do have that on the calendar, but I will try to hit Chicago, the Chicago event. You mentioned that you're going to be in Chicago at the end of April. What's that?
Channel Pro, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I'll probably see you there, but I'm actually in the process of getting some trips booked up because being in the bat cave too long makes a dull life, and you go crazy that way. So that is why I do have this beautiful scenery behind me, which is very fake. Like I said, it was snowing earlier when I headed out to lunch, but yeah. So I greatly appreciate your time as well, Amelia. I feel like almost like you should end this call because you are the host, right? So yeah, I want to thank everybody for today attending the event. You will be receiving an email for anybody who wants to fill out a survey about our event. We want to make sure that we're providing quality content for you. So if you could take time to fill that out. Also, you will be receiving a replay information about this event. So you feel free to pass this along to other people within your organization or other MSPs, other MSP friends, because we're all here and we're all in it together, in it to win it. And the more we can help educate each other, the better. So with that being said, Amelia, thank you. It was always great to see you. And everybody have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care, everybody.
Bye.